AFPSAT Reviewer in Verbal Reasoning, Part 2. Directions: choose from among the suggested answers the section of the sentence that contains an error in grammar or correct usage. Number 1. Choice number 1. We were touched, 2. by his generosity, 3. when he obviously could ill afford, 4. to be so generous, 5. no error. The correct answer is choice number 1. It should be, we were touched. Number 2. Choice number 1. This is just one approach, 2. to a selection system, 3. and there are many, 4. from whom to choose, 5. no error. The correct answer is choice number 4. It should be, to choose from.
Ikatlong bilang. Una, maaaring umabot sa 100 taon. Pangalawa, ang buhay ng isang tao. Pangatlo, kung gugustuhin at susundan lamang. Pang-apat, ang mga positibong saloobin. Panglima, walang mali. Ang tamang sagot ay pangatlong numero. Dapat ito ay kung gugustuhin, at susundin lamang.
Number 4. Choice number 1. I use, 2. to take a short siesta, 3. every afternoon, 4. after lunch, 5. no error. The correct answer is choice number 1. It should be, I used. Number 5. Choice number 1. The success of a leader lays, 2. not only on the leader's ability to influence people, 3. but also in the sincerity of the purpose, 4. that he desires to achieve, 5. no error. The correct answer is choice number 1. It should be, the success of a leader lies. Directions: choose which among the several choices in each group is expressed most satisfactorily in terms of grammar and correct usage. Number 6. Choice number 1. Plumbers who work efficiently, from the point of view of a homemaker, are worthy of their wages. 2. Plumbers are worthy of their wages, who work efficiently from the point of view of a homemaker. 3. Plumbers, from the point of view of a homemaker, who work efficiently, are worthy of their wages. 4. From the point of view of a homemaker, plumbers who work efficiently are worthy of their wages. 5. Worthy of their wages are plumbers who work efficiently from the point of view of a homemaker. The correct answer is choice number 4. From the point of view of a homemaker, plumbers who work efficiently are worthy of their wages. Number 7. Choice number 1. The time for most people has come to change their attitudes and lifestyles. 2. The time has come when people must change their attitudes and lifestyles. 3. The time when the attitudes and lifestyles of the people has come to change. 4. The people must change their attitudes and lifestyles, and the time had come to change. 5. People must change their attitudes and lifestyles, and it is because the time has come to change. The correct answer is choice number 1. The time for most people has come to change their attitudes and lifestyles. Number 8. Choice number 1. Her brother, whom I met in the party, is more richer than you think. 2. Her brother, I met him in the party, is very much richer than you think. 3. Her brother, whom I had met in the party, is richer than you think. 4. Her brother, whom I met in the party, is much richer than you think. 5. I met her brother in the party, and he is richer than you think. The correct answer is choice number 5. I met her brother in the party, and he is richer than you think. Number 9. Choice number 1. The fisher folks decided to go to the nearby hut, finally drenched with rain. 2. The fisher folks finally decided to go to the nearby hut drenched with rain. 3. Drenched with rain, the fisher folks finally decided to go to the nearby hut. 4. Finally drenched with rain, the fisher folks decided to go to the nearby hut. 5. Finally deciding to go to the nearby hut, the fisher folks were drenched with rain. The correct answer is choice number 1. The fisher folks decided to go to the nearby hut, finally drenched with rain. Number 10. 1. The Filipino people have regained their respect and trust in their government. 2. The Filipino people have regained their respect and trust for their government. 3. The Filipino people have regained their respect for their government and even their trust in it. 4. The Filipino people have regained their respect for and trust in their government. 5. The Filipino people have regained for their government the respect and trust in it. The correct answer is choice number 1. The Filipino people have regained their respect and trust in their government. Number 11. Choice number 1. The education of his children is most paramount in his plans. 2. The education of his children is more paramount in his plans. 3. The education of his children is paramount in his plans. 4. The most paramount of all his plans is how to educate his children. 5. Paramount in his plans more than any other things is the education of his children. The correct answer is choice number 3. The education of his children is paramount in his plans. Number 12. Choice number 1. As soon as the tabulation of the figures have been completed, someone should check the accuracy. 2. As soon as tabulated, someone should check on the accuracy of those figures. 3. As soon as the tabulation is finished, someone was to check its accuracy. 4. Once the tabulation was completed, the accuracy of the figures should be checked. 5. Someone had ought to check the accuracy of those figures when they have been tabulated. The correct answer is choice number 3. As soon as the tabulation is finished, someone was to check its accuracy.
Ika-13 bilang. Una, sa pamamagitan ng kasaysayan, ay natutunghayan muli ang makukulay na lumipas ng magigiting na tao. Pangalawa, sa pamamagitan ng kasaysayan, ang lumipas na makukulay ng magigiting na tao ay muling natutunghayan. Ikatlo, ang makukulay na lumipas ay natutunghayan muli ng magigiting na tao sa pamamagitan ng kasaysayan. Ika-4, muli ang makukulay na lumipas ng mga taong magigiting ay natutunghayan sa pamamagitan ng kasaysayan. Ika-5, natutunghayan muli ang lumipas ng magigiting na tao na makukulay sa pamamagitan ng kasaysayan. Ang tamang sagot ay ika-unang numero. Sa pamamagitan ng kasaysayan, ay natutunghayan muli ang makukulay na lumipas ng magigiting na tao.
Number 14. Choice number 1. One has to be either 65 or blind to claim an extra personal exemption. 2. One has either to be 65 or blind to claim an extra personal exemption. 3. One either has to be 65 or blind to claim an extra personal exemption. 4. Either one has to be 65 or blind to claim an extra personal exemption. 5. To claim an extra personal exemption, one either has to be 65 or blind. The correct answer is choice number 1. One has to be either 65 or blind to claim an extra personal exemption. Number 15. Choice number 1. I will never, unless he apologizes first, work with him again. 2. I will never, unless he apologized first, work with him again. 3. I will never work with him again, unless he asks for an apology. 4. I will never work with him again, unless he apologizes first. 5. Unless he asks for an apology, I will never work with him again. The correct answer is choice number 4. I will never work with him again, unless he apologizes first. Directions: choose from among the suggested answers the sentence that best supports the statement. Number 16. For a society to develop, its attitude towards life must not be a fatalistic one. Rather, it must have strong faith in its capacity to improve. The sentence best supports the statement that 1. The attitude of a society towards life is indicative of its socio-economic development. 2. Success in life starts from one's dissatisfaction with the existing state of affairs. 3. A society cannot progress unless it is actively committed to the pursuit of a better life. 4. A person develops a healthy attitude towards life through constant efforts to improve oneself. 5. A person with an optimistic outlook in life is confident of his capacity for advancement. The correct answer is choice number 5. A person with an optimistic outlook in life is confident of his capacity for advancement. Number 17. Freedom and human rights without food are like freeing a prisoner and then not giving the prisoner the key to get out of the cell. The 450 million people who today live in the shadow of hunger and death from malnutrition can never be free men and women, however entrenched their freedom may be. These freedoms are only prospects held out and not realized. The paragraph best supports the statement that 1. At times people have to work as one nation to address the problem of malnutrition. 2. Most of the poor countries in the world today still depend on super-rich countries for support. 3. The satisfaction of one's basic needs is a prerequisite to the enjoyment of freedom. 4. The country which cannot feed its people with its own resources could never be free. 5. A country could not be free unless it could prove to the world that it could stand on its own feet. The correct answer is choice number 3. The satisfaction of one's basic needs is a prerequisite to the enjoyment of freedom. Number 18. The Einstein revolution has produced a paradox. While vastly extending humankind's reach, it has also exposed the essentially finite nature of the human scale. The sentence best supports the statement that Einstein's discovery 1. Proclaims only the glory of the universe. 2. Devalues humanity and science. 3. Involves a real but not obvious contradiction. 4. Reveals a contradiction between God and his people. 5. Reveals people's limitations. The correct answer is choice number 3. Involves a real but not obvious contradiction. Number 19. A little ignorance when launching economic development projects may be a fruitful stimulus to ingenious new approaches. The sentence best supports the statement that choice number 1. New techniques ensure success of development plans. 2. New approaches bring about change and success. 3. Ignorance sometimes gives birth to new knowledge. 4. From ingenuity comes successful projects. 5. An lack of knowledge in economic ventures may lead to better and improved results. The correct answer is choice number 2. New approaches bring about change and success. Number 20. if legislation is to change social attitudes and values, it must come with adequate enforcement and machinery, which should include efforts to educate people on these laws. Otherwise, legal provision not only remain dead letters but actually promote lack of respect for the law. The paragraph best supports the statement that 1. People should respect laws, because laws protect them. 2. The effectiveness of laws lies in adequate education of the people about them, and their proper enforcement. 3. Laws lose their effectiveness if people do not respect them. 4. Ignorance of the law does not excuse anyone. 5. Laws could change the social attitudes and values of people if properly enforced. The correct answer is choice number 2. The effectiveness of laws lies in adequate education of the people about them and their proper enforcement. Number 21. Two persons look out through the same bars. One sees mud, and the other, the stars. This sentence best supports the statement that 1. Some people are more blind than others. 2. People see things differently, depending on their own perspective. 3. People have varied ways of looking at different things. 4. People have different tastes and interests. 5. People tend to influence one another's views of things. The correct answer is choice number 2. People see things differently, depending on their own perspective. Number 22. An education really suited to the rural environment can become both acceptable and genuinely functional only when the environment begins to offer real opportunities and to require skills and knowledge on a large scale. As long as opportunities lie only in the urban economy, education will remain in servitude to that small section of society. The paragraph best supports the statement that 1. Migration to the cities result from the lack of real opportunities in the rural areas. 2. The rural environment has opportunities that need to be developed. 3. We have a concentration of educational opportunities in the urban areas. 4. Rural occupational opportunities give meaning to rural education. 5. Our educational system caters mainly to the needs of the urban sector. The correct answer is choice number 3. We have a concentration of educational opportunities in the urban areas. Number 23. No matter how strong and dedicated leaders may be, they must find root and strength among the people. Alone, they cannot save a nation. They may guide, they may set the tone, they may dedicate themselves and risk their lives, but ultimately national survival lies in the people. The paragraph best supports the statement that 1. Dedication in the right sense of direction enable a leader to guide the people. 2. Good leadership is essential to effective public administration. 3. It is the leader who determines the fate of a nation. 4. The people of a nation shape their own destiny with the guidance of a leader. 5. The strength of the people comes from a dynamic and forceful leader. The correct answer is choice number 4. The people of a nation shape their own destiny with the guidance of a leader.
Ika-24 na bilang. Ang pagbaba ng halaga ng piso ay lumikha ng krisis sa maraming industriya ng bansa. Kasunod nito ang pagtitipid at problema sa kawalan ng mapasukang trabaho. Lumikha rin ito ng pagtataas ng presyo ng mga bilihin na labis na kaapekto sa kita ng mga manggagawa. Ayon sa talata, una, ang kasalukuyang krisis ay bunga ng mga mahal na bilihin at kawalan ng mapasukang trabaho. Pangalawa, ang krisis ay nakaapekto sa hangarin ng maraming industriya na makapagbigay ng karagdagang sahod sa kanilang mga manggagawa. Pangatlo, dumarami ang mga walang hanap buhay at tumataas ang halaga ng mga bilihin dahil sa krisis. Ika-4, maraming industriya ang nalulugi Dahil sa krisis kaya itinataas din nila ang presyo ng kanilang mga produkto. Ika-5, dahil sa krisis, maraming industriya ang napilitang magsara. Ang tamang sagot ay pangatlong numero, dumarami ang mga walang hanap buhay, kung tumataas ang halaga ng mga bilihin dahil sa krisis na ating kinakaharap.
Number 25, the gregariousness of people is mostly due to a fear of remaining alone. It feels safer to be with a group, talk like a group, act like a group. The ramparts of group solidarity give the members security. The paragraph best supports the statement that 1. People who belong to a group react to situations in the same manner. 2. Some people are more gregarious than others. 3. People who are gregarious are afraid to be alone. 4. People find safety in numbers. 5. Gregarious people have many fears. The correct answer is choice number 4. People find safety in numbers, as they are driven by a fear of being alone.
Hopefully you got some value out of this. If you did, please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks as always for watching our video. There will always be next lessons to come in the next one. God bless you.